My name is Kotso Mokwena, Olympic silver medalist, Athletes Commission chairperson. Welcome yet again to the third episode of the Athlete Talk podcast. And today we have gymnastics in the house, the ladies and their coach. We do have the coach. Els, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Very excited to be here, and I think it's a wonderful initiative.
Lovely. And we also have Naveen. How are you feeling?
Hi, I'm feeling amazing and I'm very excited.
And lastly, but not least, we have Caitlin. How are you doing, Caitlin?
I'm well, thank you. Yeah, I'm good.
Fantastic. You know, Caitlin, you are now 19 years of age. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct.
And you'll be going to your very first Olympic Games. How does that feel for you?
It's overwhelming in a sense, because we are young, but I think at the same time very exciting that I get the opportunity to go to my very first Olympic Games at a young age, and I believe that I still will have a lot in me left after this Olympics and can still go quite a while.
Yeah, fantastic. And you won the 2019 Artistic Gymnastics World Cup in Hungary. Was that your highlight of your career at the moment?
Yes, it was. It definitely was one of my highlights of my career, winning the gold medal. I think it was very unexpected, not only to me, but a lot of people around me.
Yeah.
But it was a very exciting moment for me and a very proud moment in my career.
Fantastic. And then just tell me, a lot of people still don't know why young gymnasts do so well. Why is that? Can you share with us why? Why is it that young gymnasts do well better than the senior gymnasts?
I think, personally, that is an older mentality in the sense that younger gymnasts do well. You are younger and your bones are fresher and all of that. But I also think the older you get, the more experience you gain and the better you perfect the skills that you do, and you only get you gain more experience, you get wiser and stronger, which you actually get better. That's where gymnastics is now moving towards. So I think that is a bit of a older set mentality.
Okay, that's great information. Thank you for that. And then Naveen, you took recently a bronze medal at the African Championships this year in the all-around category. Can you tell us more about your winning of that bronze medal? Was it difficult to win a medal?
The journey leading up to the African Champs was definitely not easy. It took a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice. Yeah. But winning the medal, I don't want to say it was a surprise because I came in there with a goal, and my goal was to be top 3, and I did that. So yeah, I'm very happy and proud of myself for winning the bronze.
Yeah. And being part of the Olympic team for 2020, Summer Olympic Games,
yes.
How does it feel for you? Like I think it's a big achievement.
Yeah, it's the biggest. Like Caitlin said, it's very overwhelming, and I'm super excited, and I'm already so proud of my journey and the progress I've made from 2 years ago leading up to the Olympics and actually qualifying. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited and I'm very happy.
Yeah, it is exciting. And you know what? I'm sure that many of our viewers don't know what the event all around means, your category. Can you enlighten us what that entails?
The all-around competition.
Yeah.
So it's basically we compete 4 apps and they take your score from vault, bar, beam, and floor, and the total score is basically your overall score, and you come first, second, or third. And then you get apparatus. Some gymnasts only compete on certain apps.
Okay.
And then you can't necessarily qualify for all around.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes a bit of sense.
I know.
Trying to get it, I think it's actually nice to inform our viewers and actually to school them a little bit, because I mean, this is an exciting thing, you know, to have gymnasts going to the Olympic Games. I think you guys are paving the way for the entire sporting code. So this is really great. We are extremely proud of you, Coach. I'm going to come to you a little bit.
Yes.
Some coaches struggle working with senior athletes, and I'm talking specifically track and field athletes. And here you are working with youngsters. Is that a mammoth of a task, or is it easier working with youngsters?
Yeah, I think, I think with these two, I can say that the journey's been, I don't want to say easy, because, the 30 hours a week that you train and all of that is never easy. But both of them really are two gymnasts who are, their work ethic is fantastic. They're committed, they've got self-discipline, and they're self-motivated. So it really has been a 10 to 15 year build up to get to this point. But with the two of them, it has only been a pleasure. Even the ups and the downs, even the downs, we've managed to work through them quite easily. And it's high level sport. There's injuries, there's days that you are exhausted, but we found a way to work through all of that. And I think that also happens when you've formed a really good relationship and you've walked a long road with gymnasts, or athletes at any in any sport. So yeah, I'm also equally excited, and can't wait to get to Tokyo now. And yeah, it's going to be different but fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Much different but fun, which we'll get to that in a moment. I just want to know, how long have you working with these two athletes, these two phenomenal athletes?
Yeah, so Naveen actually traveled for a long time. She traveled from Pretoria to train with me in Johannesburg, sort of on a part-time basis, because obviously she couldn't, travel every day. But from the age of 10 or 11, she's been with me, since then full-time.
Whoa.
And Caitlin, came to me from another gym club, actually, where they don't really do high performance. So she's been with me for the last 11 years, so since the age of 8. And the two of them are best of friends, and we also just, I think, a nice cohesive unit, and that makes for a winning recipe. And I really do hope the two of them will keep going until Paris 2024 and try and qualify for Commonwealth Games next year. So there's a lot of exciting things in the pipeline.
Absolutely. I agree with you. The talent that you have, it's phenomenal. And the fact that you are mentioning that you've been working with them for so many years, I'm sure it took a lot of dedication on your part as well as their part as well. Do they train every day, and for how many hours?
Yeah, they train every day. It varies. We do Monday to Saturday on a normal week. And I would say we average 26 to 28 hours of training a week.
Okay.
So, some days we train once a day, other days we train twice a day. So Monday they do some conditioning with a strength coach, and then they train another 4.5 hours in the afternoon. And then a Tuesday they train for 3.5 hours in the morning, and then another 2 hours in the afternoon. And a Wednesday is a bit of a lighter day, so they only do a morning session. Thursday is a double session. Fridays they train in the morning, and then they've got some conditioning training in the afternoon. And then we train on a Saturday morning, normally about 4 hours. So it's a busy schedule, and we've definitely put in all we can, and we still are putting in all we can in this last sort of 4 weeks to Tokyo.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, as we all know that they have announced now that there will be spectators involved up to a maximum number of 10,000 people per venue in Tokyo, in Japan. How exciting is this for you, Caitlin?
I think it was a very exciting announcement. When you think of the Olympic Games, it's the epitome of all sport. But I think also you think of it, and there's a lot of excitement around the crowd, and it's in this huge stadium and all of that. And it was a bit disappointing when we thought obviously there wasn't going to be any spectators, because I mean, what's the Olympics without spectators? You know, that's what the Olympics is, I think, is the crowd. So it was very exciting to hear the announcement that there will be at least some spectators. You know, yeah, it won't be the full, the full capacity and the full Olympic experience, but it will still be, something close to that. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Very, very exciting indeed. Naveen, how do you feel about that? The spectators being allowed to come into the stadium, to come and cheer you guys on, to give you that inspiration. How important is it actually to have that crowd behind you?
I think it's very important because, like Caitlin said, like, it's the Olympic Games. Like, what is the Olympics without the spectators? I just think it gives you that extra bit of motivation and adrenaline. And I just think it's so exciting that now they are actually allowing spectators to come and watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, speaking about us, the long jumpers, without spectators, it feels like you were just like, I don't know where, you just want to have some people clapping, it's the vibe around it. I think that gives just a little bit of an oomph, a little bit of a push as well. And so, Coach, have you prepared some sort of routine for your athletes to follow now that you will be starting your quarantine soon before departure?
Look, we have sort of started falling in with what we are going to be doing in Tokyo in some respects with regards to training. But I think when we go into quarantine, that's when we really will also just do small adjustments to our sleeping pattern. And once we know our draw, because at the moment the draws, I think it's going to be happening in July, so in the beginning of July. So once we know that, which should be exactly when we go into isolation anyway, then we can also start focusing on training that time, that we will be competing and really making those type of adjustments. But I think, the girls have really been on a healthy eating plan, and all of those things have been in place now for the last few months, if not years already, so we're not going to make too many adjustments, obviously tapering down a little bit because we're doing quite a high number of repetitions at the moment, and we'll still be doing that for another week or two, and then slowly just taking it down a little bit so that they're nice and fresh when they have to compete as well.
Correct. And then, speaking of quarantine, let's take it back a little bit, ladies, to 2020, to the year 2020, when the lockdown happened. How hard was that? If I can just hear from the two of you, ladies, how hard was it to train? I mean, for athletes like track and field, we can still be in the house and do some core stuff and do some high knees or anything of a sort, but or even boxing, the guys can still have the punching bag in the room, but how difficult is it for you guys to not be able to be at the correct venue with the right equipment and everything? How difficult was it in 2020?
I think from my side, it was initially going into the lockdown. It was, we initially thought it was going to just be a 3-week lockdown. And at that point, you kind of think, it's 3 weeks, it's long, but it's not that long. Maybe it'll be good for our bodies. We'll get a bit of a rest. But 3 weeks then turned into 3 to 4 months, which obviously no one expected. And it was a very big change, not only physically, but mentally. And like you said, for a sport like artistic gymnastics that is very apparatus specific, and we need, the apparatus to do our stuff on and all the equipment in the gym, there's only that much that we could really do outside of the gym. So the things we focused on were, just the main fundamentals and basics of our training. So your stretching, your flexibility, your cardio work, and your strength. And that was really the most that we could do, on a daily basis. And it was, I think personally, if I look back at it, at the beginning, it was not too hard to keep up with, but the longer the time, went on, it became, for me, harder to I want to say, stay in it and get the motivation to kind of, do that every day, because that's not gymnastics. That's not what we fell in love with. Turning my living room into my workout area was not something I even wanted to do. So it was really hard. But at the end of the day, we had the things motivating us, and we knew that, the Olympics was still a possibility. And if the Olympics is on the table, you, as hard as it is, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, correct. And Naveen, how about you?
Basically what Caitlin said. But I do want to say, for me, like Caitlin said, it was kind of, I don't want to say fun, but it was like kind of okay in the beginning. But then as time went on, like it was hard to like stay motivated, and like Caitlin said, to stay in the game. Basically, there were days where you didn't want to do anything, or when your connection was bad for Zoom.
Truth is coming out.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun not being with the coach every day, huh? Coach,
it was load shedding on a regular basis.
Yeah, there was a lot of load shedding in lockdown.
Coach, from your side, Coach, how difficult was it to manage the athletes, especially these two ladies during lockdown? Because you knew that, maybe the Olympic Games might happen, maybe they might not happen, but you had to stick to your guns and just do what you have to do, in case they do happen. How did you go about all of that?
Yeah, look, I think it was really tough, and we tried a lot of things to keep it interesting. We trained online with some gymnasts from overseas, and we got people in from overseas to also work with the girls, and we really tried everything to keep it as exciting as possible. But as difficult as it was for them to be motivated, I can admit, even for us as coaches, we ran out of ideas, man. Yeah, you can only do so many squat jumps and ankle raises in a session, and then it's like, okay, where's the bar and the beam? But I think exactly as you said, we knew that goal was still in the pipeline, and we also knew we had to prepare as if it was happening. And I can honestly say that I believed that it was going to happen. I really believe that it was postponed, but it would happen. And I don't know if it was just me being, too optimistic. But so for me, I was like, we are preparing for this. And, Caitlin qualified at the World Champs in 2019. Naveen still had to qualify, but really was the gymnast who, going into it, she was our next best ranked gymnast. So I just, we just fought for it. And actually, when the lockdown was starting to ease up a bit, the girls would come and stay by me, and I've got a trampoline at my house, and we would do floor routines on the trampoline, and we would do vaulting drills on the trampoline, and I would be spotting them handstands, and so we just tried to really make it work. So, but I'm very proud of them. I'm not so proud that I've heard there were extra load shedding sessions and whatever, but connectivity issues. But no, really, it was not easy, and actually, it also it shows that you can take off a month or so and you can come back from it. It wasn't an easy comeback, definitely not. But you can, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually fantastic, and I'm glad that the ladies were still motivated during that time, because a lot of athletes sort of fell off during that time. It was so hard and so difficult, and now they're struggling to get that qualification standard. And I'm talking athletes that were capable of going into the games, and now it's just so hard. I'm really proud to hear that there are two great athletes that work so hard. Caitlin and Naveen, as well as a great coach who stayed behind them and actually pushed the athletes to continue to believe in the dreams and to continue to work hard despite the load shedding, but continue to work hard.
No, definitely.
So
thank you, because it's like I said in the beginning also, we make a really good team, and I think our goals, when your goal is the same, and then it does make it a bit easier. You just working towards the same thing.
Absolutely.
So they know I've got their back.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show. I would have loved for us to chat even longer, but I think we'll catch you maybe when you guys come back. We can discuss and have a nice chat again. But thank you so much, and we really appreciate it. All the best, and we've been holding thumbs, and we'll be watching, cheering on. And coach, stay strong. We believe in your athletes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it was lovely to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'm 100% sure that this episode is going to inspire a lot of athletes as well, as well as the young ones that are coming up after you. This will be really inspiring. We hope that they find it inspiring, and they definitely will. Thank you.